life process. Children, what is life process? There are two words in it. The first word is life and the second word is process. Life, which is sustaining within each and every living organism, that is called as life. And process, all the different type of process which is helping the life to sustain. So together these two mechanisms are joined and they are called as life process. So we can define life process as different type of processes which takes place within a living organism to sustain them, to survive them in the environment or in the atmosphere is called as life process. Now children, the question comes that what is life process? You can see that I have mentioned here processes which work together to perform maintenance job within our body is called life process. I told you that various types of process which is taking place inside the body of a living organism. Any type of living organism, children, either they are microorganism, either they are plants, animals, human beings, unicellular organism, multicellular organism, any type of living organisms. The process which is going inside them to keep themselves survive is called as life process. Now, which type of processes are this? Which type of processes are helping the different type of living organism to keep them survive? So that we are defining it as a life process. Children, like nutrition, respiration, excretion, transportation, circulation, there are various types of processes which continue the life, which helps the living organism to survive on this planet. These are the various types of processes: nutrition, respiration, excretion, circulation. They are helping a living organism to keep themselves survive, to maintain the various activities, various processes inside the body, so that the machinery present inside the body can work very nicely, and when the machines located inside the body will work nicely, then the life will sustain on the environment, on the planet, and the life will survive. So all these different type of processes inside our body taking place are called as life process. Children, there is one more very important question that we talk about: reproduction. Why reproduction is not considered in the process of life process? We'll consider these questions into the later part after few minutes. But for your knowledge, you just know that there are 4 processes which are involved in the life process. That is your nutrition, respiration, circulation and excretion. These are the 4 processes, life processes, which help a living organism to survive. But reproduction is very important for an organism, but it is not considered in the group of life process. Why? Will come little later. Now, when we are talking about the life process, now this life process to continue in each and every organism needs energy. Without energy, none of the living organisms can work. Now, this energy is required to continue these processes so that the life of a living organism can run successfully on the planet. Now children, from where this energy is obtained? This energy is obtained from the food particles that we eat, the food that we eat. We are taking different type of food items: rice, dal, vegetables, fruits, juices, various types of food items we are taking in the daily to daily life. And those food items which we are taking, that food items, when they reach inside our body, into the cells, they are broken down to convert into energy, and that energy is required inside the cells to to run the different processes like nutrition, respiration, excretion, circulation, and within these all processes, all those processes can be run very nicely with the help of energy. And children, from where the energy is obtained? This energy is obtained from the food. Now children, mainly our food item is in form of carbon. Everything present in an environment which we take in form of carbon. If we take an example of carbohydrate, even carbohydrate is having carbon in it. If we take a simple one component of carbohydrate, glucose, because when we take food, this carbohydrate inside our food, inside our cells, is broken down into glucose. And glucose is having a chemical formula C6H12O6. This is the chemical formula for the glucose. And in this chemical formula, children, you can see that they are having your carbon. If you write the formula for the glucose, it is your C6H12O6. So children, carbon is over here, and this glucose is very important to provide energy inside our body. Which, how? Because this energy only, with the help of oxygen, during the respiration process, when it reaches inside the cells of the living organism, they are get oxidized, they are broken down to convert into energy. And this energy is stored inside the body of the organism, and whenever, wherever in the body, outside is needed, inside, outside is needed, it is utilized, so that the various functions, various metabolic activities, various day-to-day activity can be performed by the living organism successfully on this planet. So children, I told you all that your energy is obtained from the food. Now the food sources are mainly made up of carbon. And I told you that these food are broken down and they are converted into energy. And children, this energy, this conversion of glucose, this conversion of food to energy is not a single step process. A large number of chemical reactions takes place into stepwise. Various stepwise reactions, chemical reactions takes place, after which your food material is broken down into energy. This is not a one single step process. And what are those processes? They are your oxidation process, reduction process, which are helping in breaking down, which are helping in making all the different forms, so that energy can be produced inside and living organism, and as a result this energy can be utilized during the different processes like your nutrition, respiration, circulation and your excretion, so that the various life process can help a living organism to survive, to sustain their life on this planet. So children, you can see on the board that I have noted that chemical reactions include oxidation and reduction reactions. So hope you are knowing now that what is oxidation and reduction reactions, that in which your breaking down process will be taking place is your oxidation process. So I told you that when your food molecules convert into energy, it's not a single step process. Various steps reactions takes place, and those reactions are, some of them are oxidation processes and some of them are your reduction process. Now children, those materials which are utilized by the living organisms in this planet to keep themselves survive are called as your nutrients. So materials required to sustain life by the living organisms are called as nutrients, and this only we are going to continue further into in this chapter, that how various type of living organisms take their food, so that by utilizing that food they can convert it into energy, and that energy can be utilized at various levels but at various processes, so that the life process can take place nicely inside the body and the organisms can survive on this planet successfully, very nicely. Now children, we come to the question after knowing about the introduction that on this planet, on this earth, we are having various type of living organisms. Like unicellular organisms are there, multicellular organisms are there. So how do these organisms survive, or how do they take their food? They exchange gases. It means that how do they sustain life on earth? So now we are going to get answer to that question, that how unicellular organisms sustain their life, how they are surviving unicellular. Now children, what is unicellular? Uni means one and cellular, cell structure. If an organism body is made up of one cell, then the organisms are called as unicellular. So children, I have taken example of amoeba, unicellular organism, which is a single cell organism. Now in this case, with this example, we will be trying to understand that how the organisms which are unicellular, they can survive. Now children, I have noted that organisms are directly in contact with environment. It is true. These unicellular organisms are directly in contact with the environment. How? If I take example of amoeba, these type of living organisms, they survive in a water, in a stagnant water, and it's a direct contact with the water. It is not dependent on that. Amoeba is not taking water from somewhere, but they are surviving in the water. So it is a direct contact. So water is the environment for the survival of amoeba, of any unicellular, of paramecium to survive. So I mean that water is the direct environment for this type of organism to survive. So they are directly in contact with the environment. Now the question comes that how they are going to take food, how they are going to respire, exchange gases, how they are going to throw their waste from their body. They don't have a very complex body system. They only have a very simple one cell layer structure. And you all know that the outer covering of a unicellular organism is called as plasma membrane. As it is animal cell, so outer layer is your plasma membrane. So this outer layer is plasma membrane. So this plasma membrane is the body wall for this organism. Now, where are they surviving? They are surviving in the water, stagnant water. So they are going to get food. If suppose I take example of food. I told you all, it's written here that these unicellular organisms meet their requirement by simple diffusion process. This is one of the important process. That how this unicellular organism is taking their food, how they are exchanging their gases, how they are removing their waste. So how? For this how the answer is simple diffusion. Diffusion means a process where the movement of solid, liquid, gases from the region of higher concentration to the region of lower concentration. If more amount of people are standing here and less amount of people are standing in opposite direction to me, so from more to the less people will move. So that means movement from higher concentration region to the movement of lower concentration region. So similarly, and that process is called diffusion. So by that simple diffusion process, your food will be taken, your exchange of gases will be done, and your waste will be removed. So this only we are going to understand with this example by taking amoeba as a unicellular organism. Now children, suppose this is a food molecule which is present in the water outside environment. Now this food molecule has to be, this food molecule is needed by the amoeba. So that amoeba will eat, it will digest, it will break down and energy will be produced. So amoeba can perform its rest of the function. So this food molecule, this is a food molecule. Now this food present in the water, this amoeba will come closer to it amoeba will come closer to it and this food will be engulfed, and slowly this food molecule will enter by crossing the membrane. By crossing the plasma membrane, the food will enter inside the body. The food will enter inside the body. These are food molecules. So one of the food molecule has entered inside. How? By your simple diffusion method. Inside the body of amoeba, the amount of food was less. But outside the body in the environment, the amount of food is more. You can see here. So from this more amount of food molecule, the food molecule will move inside the body of amoeba where the amount of food is less. So movement from region of higher concentration to the region of lower concentration by a simple diffusion method through the plasma membrane of the body. Now children, inside the body of an amoeba, this food will be digested, will be broken down. It will be circulating. This food will be circulating inside the body, and this food molecule will be broken down into very small pieces. Very small pieces. And these small pieces, when digested, when utilized, then they will be again crossed out, thrown out through the plasma membrane. So removal of waste. So as your plasma membrane of amoeba was used for intake of food, similarly this plasma membrane is used to throw the waste material outside. So your taking food and your removal of waste is done by plasma membrane through the simple diffusion method. So inside the body, waste was generated more in comparison to outside. So body doesn't need waste, extra waste, so it will throw it out. So by simple diffusion method, from region of higher concentration to the region of lower concentration, the waste will be thrown out. And in the same way, exchange of gases will also take place. If suppose here your oxygen molecules are here outside, more number of oxygen molecules are here. So these oxygen molecules will enter inside the body of plasma membrane through your simple diffusion process, and by the same process inside the body this food molecule is produced. They will convert into glucose, and that glucose will be broken down, and as a result energy and carbon dioxide will be produced. Now that carbon dioxide which is produced is not required, so that CO2 will be released out into the atmosphere. So in the unicellular organism, children, I would like to say that all the processes of the life process, that is your nutrition, respiration, excretion, circulation, whatever it is, all the four types of life process, they take place by the process of simple diffusion through the plasma membrane of the organism. Now we shall move that how your multicellular organisms sustain their life. So now children, how multicellular organisms sustain their life. Till yet we were discussing that how unicellular organisms survive, and now we are moving to multicellular organisms. Now who are called as multicellular organisms? Those organisms whose bodies are made up of more than two cells. If I take example of plants, animals, human beings, there are various types of organisms where more than two cells are there. And if I take example of human being, animals, plants, they are the complex body system they are having. Complex body system they are having. So they are made up of multiple numbers of cells. So how do these type of living organisms survive? Now we are going to get answer for that question. Now children, I have noted that organisms are not in direct contact with environment. Hope you remember I told you that your unicellular organisms are in direct contact with the environment, and here I am telling that they are not in direct contact with the environment. We are not surviving inside water, we are not surviving in the air, but we are in this environment. We are taking support of the components of the environment. So we are not in direct contact with the environment. Now have various body parts to fulfill these requirements. Now when we are not directly in contact with the environment, so how do we take food? How do we respire? How do we get rid of the waste? So each and every living organism have a particular system, have a particular body parts inside their body, so that the various functions can be performed properly. And these body parts are called as organ systems. So therefore they have special organ system to take food, oxygen, their transportation and for their excretion. So these special body parts which are located inside the body of such type of organisms are called as organ system. If I take example of plants, plants have stomata. So during respiration process, they take oxygen through stomata. They release carbon dioxide out into atmosphere through stomata. For photosynthesis process, for manufacture of food in the plants, they take carbon dioxide through stomata and they are releasing oxygen which is produced as waste product during photosynthesis through stomata. So stomata is a special organ system, a special body part present inside the plant body through which your special functions are taking place. Excretion in case of plants also takes place through stomata. Release of CO2, release of oxygen, transpiration process all takes place through stomata. So stomata is a special organ system. If I take example of human being, for respiration we are having your respiratory system. We are having lungs for that. Lung is a special organ through which your respiration process, exchange of gases can be done. If I take example of nutrition, taking food, we have a proper digestive system. Stomach is there, your food pipe is there, intestines are there. So proper organ system is there present inside the body which is performing this special function of taking food. If we talk about circulation, transportation of materials inside our body. So we have a blood circulatory system. We are having blood vessels inside which the things are being transported from one place to another. If we talk about excretion, the human beings are having a proper excretory system where kidney is there, ureter is there, urethra is there, proper system is there. I just want to say children that a proper body parts, a proper organ system is located inside the each and every organism, so that in your multicellular organisms, the different life process like nutrition, respiration, transportation, your excretion, all such process can be performed very nicely, successfully, so that these type of organisms can sustain their life on the earth. Hope children, whatever I have explained till yet is clear to you all. Thank you.